we are following today's ceremonies honoring the late Senator Lindsey Graham. Right now, Lindsey Graham lies in state at the U.S. Capitol, and this comes ahead of his funeral service, which will take place at the Washington National Cathedral later today. Let's go live to CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small, who's on Capitol Hill for us. Hey, Taurean, what can you tell us about today's ceremonies?
Yeah, so Mugo, I got to point out the fact that this is a congressional ceremony put on here, not necessarily a traditional lying in state ceremony. This will be fairly brief before Senator Graham is taken to the National Cathedral, where a larger but private ceremony will take place. That's where President Trump will deliver a eulogy as well. Presidents Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will also be there for that service. But technically, according to his staff, this is more so considered him lying in honor. While lying in state is a designation given to government officials, the president, senators, congresspeople, they wanted to clarify that this ceremony is slightly different for that reason. I think just the brevity of this service will be. But I got to point out, one of the things that stood out to me was the bipartisan unity we saw during this event. Senator Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, stood with Majority Leader John Thune as they presented a wreath to the casket to honor his service to the U.S. Senate for many decades. We also saw or heard from Vice President J.D. Vance, who talked about these really memorable anecdotes that he shared, many times that he spent filled with laughter and joy, also talking strategy with Senator Graham. It was quite a bit of a loss to him, but many other colleagues here on the Hill. But I got to point out that one of the most, I think, poignant parts, and this was kind of a through line between all the speeches we heard today about Graham's life, was just how steadfast he was in his commitment to allyship with some of our foreign partners like Ukraine, for example, and his commitment to being pro-life. Senator John Thune made that point and underscored that even when it was unpopular to be a champion of both of those things, ally to Ukraine and really pro-life, he said that he would often stand alone or, stood tall in his beliefs and was unwavering in his support for both of those major causes. And he said those are stark differences to point out, but he said that it was just a reminder of just of who he was, not just as a senator, but as a man here on the Hill.
Okay, Taurean Small on Capitol Hill for us today. We appreciate that report. Thank you.